Hello, this is Evan Deal and welcome to Living in Indianapolis, Indiana. Today we are going back west to Hendricks County and looking at Avon, Indiana, one of the suburbs just to the west of Indianapolis, just north of the airport and just off of 465 and 70. And we are going to look all around at all the hot spots in the area, neighborhoods, real estate market, commercial districts, planned commercial districts. But before we get to all that, be sure to leave a like on this video if you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you can stay in the loop on everything happening in and around the 317, the Circle City that we love and call home. So let's dive into the map of Avon. All right, now let's take a look at the map view of Avon, Indiana. So if we look at the Circle City here, we have 465 surrounding Indianapolis, and just to the west, so south of Brownsburg, north of Plainfield, you have Avon. And let's zoom in on Avon. So here we have the city, and the main arteries are going to be 36, which turns into Rockville Road, going east and west, and then you have Avon Avenue going north and south, connecting Plainfield and Brownsburg. And then your major interstates nearby, if you go south, you're going to hit I-70 coming out of Plainfield. You can get up to 74 in the north, in Brownsburg, and then of course 465 surrounding Indianapolis. So if we zoom into Avon, we can take a look. So Avon doesn't really have a fully developed downtown. That's what they're working on being developed. So if we go and zoom in to the Rockville Road area, you can get a feel for what it's like. It's very highly developed. There's really anything you could ever want along Rockville Road. Whoa, we're going fast. So you can see lots of commercial development. It really stretches on forever. There's every kind of business you could ever think of, restaurant, you name it. And it's all there along US 36. So right here, you're going to find anything you want from a shopping, from a eating standpoint. But it's more the commercial side of things, more of the homogenized type of chain restaurants and chain stores, less of that boutique local Main Street feel. So where that's going to go, we talked about the development in the pros and cons video for Avon, but the Easton Gray development is going to be just down the street. If we zoom in a bit, right here. So here's where, here's Rockville Road, here's Main Street in Avon. You're going to have a major 500-acre, $5 million development called Easton Gray that's going to feature 4 different residential communities, an additional 55 and up community as well called the Haven. There's going to be all sorts of commercial development and restaurants. It's really going to have that local, walkable downtown feel. There's even going to be apartments and townhomes. It's a great mixed use space. There's a 65-acre district called the Riverwalk District, and it's just going to be Avon's new cultural hub. So that is under development now. It's expected to come in phases over the next few years, but there will be a lot of amazing new places to live, to shop, to eat, coming to Avon here in the near future. So in addition to that, what is there to do right now? And one of the big things to do are the parks. And so you can see a lot of them are clustered right here. Oh, here's the high school, by the way. If you go south, it's just down to the south. But for the parks, you have Avon Town Park, which is a really nice park. Let's dive into some of the pictures for it. So playgrounds, water, trees, trails, so much to do, but a lot of outdoor fun to be had. And it's just right there, right off of sort of the main area. It's also got the outdoor table tennis, which you're not going to find many, if any, places around Indiana. So very cool. Very nice park there. Let's hop back, and right next door is the Washington Township Park, which is another great park. So you can see there's places to play, splash pad, the bridge, you have water, trails. Once again, everything you could want in a park. definitely a highlight with the bridge. So in addition to that, let's zoom out just a little bit. The Murphy Aquatic Park is actually just to the south there. And this is a place, for summer fun, getting out in the sun, splashing around, having splash pad, pool, slides, just really getting out and having aquatic fun in addition to all of the other sort of types of outdoor activities we've talked about already. So with Avon, let me zoom out a little bit more. Let's back out of Murphy there. You can see how close it is to the airport. So it's very easy to pop over to the airport if you live in Avon, but it's far enough away that you're not really dealing with a ton of airport noise. So there are residential areas that are closer to the airport outside of Avon where you would have to deal with that, but not as much if you live in Avon, especially in the western, more residential areas. So let's take a look at a few of the fun places in Avon. You have the Hendricks County Fairgrounds. Let's pull that up. So out to the west towards Danville, and typical fairground type things where you're going to have different livestock things, fairs, fun, races, all sorts of just a good time. So in terms of the counties around Indianapolis, Avon sits in Hendricks County, which is to the west, and that's where the fairgrounds are. So sort of in a centralized location for the county. There are the Avon Perennial Gardens. Let's pull them up. So zoom out on the map, and you can see it's just north of the parks we looked at a little bit earlier, and just beautiful scenery here, tons to enjoy, great outdoor space, and definitely worth checking out in the Avon area. And last up, we're going to look at the B&O Railroad, B&O Trail, and that is up to the north. And you can ride bikes there. Well, that doesn't help us much, one picture, but you can ride bikes there and have fun. It's the old railroad trail. So lots to do in Avon, lots of fun to be had. And now let's look at, when you move to Avon, where are you going to move to? Let's check out the real estate market. All right, now let's take a look at the real estate scene in and around Avon. So just like all the other areas, you're going to want to see, what neighborhood you're looking at, because neighborhoods and area is going to dictate what price and amenities are available. So let's look at what we're close to. In the south, you're close to Plainfield. In the west, you're closer to Danville. In the north, you're close to Brownsburg. And on the east, you're going to be closer to Speedway and Indianapolis. So with that in mind, let's take a look at these distinct areas. So here we're in the southeast of Avon. You can see we're a little bit all over the place. We're in the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, and they're really spread out what's been available over the past half year or so. We move over a bit, we're in that median price point, right? You have your 300s, 350, 399, around 360 is around the price, the median price for the Avon area. So when you're closer to Plainfield, you're seeing right around that median price point, maybe a little above as well. Now, if you get out to the southwest, you've got some higher price point homes. So here we have a 779. It's in Timber Bend. So let's look at what $750,000 can get you in Avon. Take a look, and let's look at a couple of the other homes as well. So we've got a 799 here, and which is also in Timber Bend, of course. And so 7,000 square feet. 7,000 square feet for $800,000. You're not going to get that in every area around Indianapolis. So here's a 640. Let's pull it up. We're still in Timber Bend, of course. 640K, 4,800 square feet. So a lot of bang for the buck to be had in the higher end communities in Avon. But for the most part around the area, you're going to see around this median price point. So we have some 400s here. We have 369 here that's active, 350. Here we, as we move along, sort of towards the center. Here, let me zoom out real quick. As we move towards the center a bit, you're going to see the price point go below that median. So right there along, sort of along and near Rockville Road, we've got 285. We've got 240. And it's going to depend, of course, on your neighborhood. different neighborhoods are built with different price points in mind. So you'll see similar areas typically tend to cluster together. So as we move further north, let me zoom out a bit. As we move further north towards Brownsburg, you're going to see the price point creeping back up a bit. So here's 540, 428, 375, 340. So you can see as you get a little further north, closer to Brownsburg, which is a little bit higher price point than Avon, you'll see some of those higher price points in Avon, in the North Park. So let's check out west now, towards Danville. So, sorry if I can get control of my mouse here. So we have, some higher end homes out here, of course, but we have, 400, 200, 300, 400, 300, a little bit all over the place. It really is just going to depend on the neighborhood across this area. But like I said, the median price point is in the 360 range. So you're going to tend to see more homes in that 300 to 400 range across Avon. All right, let's read some of the stats for Avon, Indiana. Avon's population is around 25,000 people, which is tremendous growth if you look at the percentage since the turn of the century. Back in '99, the population was just over 2,000 people, and now it's grown up over 25,000, and it's continuing to climb year over year. So it's a lot smaller than some of the areas around Indianapolis, like your Carmels, your Fishers. It's more in line with somewhere like Zionsville from a population standpoint. But it's continuing to grow, and new developments should see an increase in population in the area. For the schools, Avon's school system ranked number 10 in the state last year, according to niche.com, and Avon High School ranked number 14 in the state among public high schools, according to niche.com. So by the rankings, it's one of the higher school systems around the entire state, and also one of the higher school systems around Indianapolis. The median home value is around $360,000 in Avon, which is higher than the average in neighboring Marion County. And this is very common for some of the suburbs around Indianapolis. We've seen it on the north side. You'll see it on the west side, even places on the south and east side where they are above that median value for the area. The crime rate is 1.2%, which is below the national average and the state average. Some of the luxury communities or higher end communities in Avon include the Haven at Easton Gray, which is under development. It's a 55 and plus neighborhood with low maintenance, high end homes that are going to start around $400,000 and go up to around $1 million. It's going to have direct trail access to the Riverwalk District's future retail hub. There's the parks at Prestwick. There's custom homes near the Prestwick Country Club. It's around the $500,000 to $800,000 range. It's got golf course views and the B&O Trail for upscale living. Then you have the Reserve at Shiloh Creek. They have spacious lots, designer homes up to around $1 million. It's got privacy, modern amenities, and there's cul-de-sacs that are actually near the convenience of Rockville Road. That wraps up our map view of Avon, Indiana. What did you like about it? Let us know, and be sure to leave a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so that you can stay in the loop on everything happening in and around the Indianapolis area. We'd love to see you on this channel, love to interact with all of you, and help you find your next home. Whether that's here in Indianapolis, or in the surrounding areas, or across central Indiana. I'm Evan Deal. This is Living in Indianapolis, Indiana. We can't wait to hear from you. We can't wait to see you in the next one.